Well, we're here at the 2011 National Train Show with Rob Pisani. Rob is in product development for Atlas Model Railroad. And boy, Rob, you guys have a ton of new products to share with us. Tell us what you've got and some of the special features. Let's start with the Coil car.
Thanks, Shane. We had announced an HO scale coil car, and now we have an N and an O scale coil car. So it's become a popular in all three scales. We've had a lot of requests for it. The hood is removable in all cases. It does not come with a load, but you can add one if you wish. The HO car will be shipping soon. We expect to hopefully have it by maybe the fall, or maybe later in the fourth quarter. The N and O scale cars are both test shots, actually. They're fully decorated, which is nice for the show, but we don't want to give you the impression they're coming soon. They're probably early 2012 at this point. Okay.
Well, talking about families, you know, you can look in here at O, HO, and N. Also have some family here in the trash flats.
Yes.
Pretty neat release.
The trash flat, we hadn't originally announced it in HO scale, and now we have it in N scale due to popular demand for it. In both cases, in the case of HO, the trash flat is sold separately. In N, we did something a little different. We're selling the trash flat separately, and also it'll be available with 4 trash containers on it.
Okay.
So, and in here we have an example of one without containers, with containers. In HO, we're showing it with the containers.
And then also, you guys have pretty much written a book on containers. So for trash flats.
Literally, Dave Casdorph of Atlas has written a book on trash flats.
So if someone wanted to learn a little bit more about movements and how it works,
yes,
it'd be a great way to learn a little bit
the
more.
book is available from Atlas. So, and again, the HO version will be available. We'll be shipping shortly, hopefully again by late third quarter or fourth quarter. N scale, it's still a test shot at this point, so I'm going to say maybe 2012. It's hard to commit at this point to that. It's worth mentioning too, in both cases, it's considered a Trainman Plus item or a Trainman item. It's not in our Master Series, so there is a little less detail on these cars.
So what is the main difference between a Trainman and a Master item? Just the level of detail?
Trainman is really level of detail. There's not a lot of separately applied parts. In some cases, some of the paint schemes may not be 100% prototype specific, but again, they're still nice cars. All
right. Talking about test shots, brand new unveiling here at the show is a brand new Boxcar.
Yes, we have our FMC 5077 cubic foot car. It's what we call an IPD boxcar, or incentive per diem. It refers to the era that the cars were purchased and operated in. It was very common in the 70s through the 80s for short lines and other individuals even to invest in boxcars to ship and make money literally on just shipping product, not even on their own line. So these cars roam the country, and there's a lot of colorful paint schemes on these cars. It seems like the most interest we're getting, though, is Railbox. Really? No one really makes an accurate early Railbox, like a mid-70s Railbox, and this is the car that's appropriate for that. So we will be offering it in Railbox, as well as many colorful short line schemes, and also schemes from railroads that purchased or that received the cars from Railbox.
Now there's a couple of subtle differences between the two body styles that are here.
Yes.
Can you tell us what that is?
We have an early and a late version. The early version, they almost look the same. We talked earlier. Yeah. It's hard to actually see the difference when you first look at it, but the early version has a wider end panel, and the late version has a narrower end panel. They just changed the spacing of the supports on the outside of the car.
So keeping it prototypically accurate.
We will keep it prototypically accurate and offer them in correct paint schemes for each style.
Perfect. Now also some new things on the O side of the house.
Yes, well we don't want to forget one other car.
Yes, you're right. Let's talk
Before we jump to the big trains. N scale, we're offering now, a test shot just announced at the show, an 89-foot flat car. It's an ACF prototype, basically the same prototype as our HO scale car. So I won't go into too much detail because you could basically look at our releases of HO and see what you can expect out of this car. It will have the same deck configurations and hitch configurations, and I know customers have been really anxious for that because the market doesn't really have a car with all that variety, and we hope to bring this to the market in the same way. Be
able to make some really long trains with that.
Yes.
All right, so tell us what's happening in No Gauge.
Well, on display right now we have, we already mentioned the Coil car, I won't go back into that, but we have 2 -840 CW locomotives. These have been very much anticipated by our customers, available in 3-rail and 2-rail. They have working ditch lights. It's common features to most of our 2- and 3-rail locomotives. There's not much else to say. I guess offered in many of the popular current paint schemes, BNSF, CSX, UP.
Okay.
And they'll be available hopefully fourth quarter of this year.
All right. Talking about some more test shots, tell us about the new flat car.
Last but not least is our 62-foot bulkhead flat car. It's actually, well, I shouldn't really call it a bulkhead flat car, it's a flat car. We're offering it in 3 configurations, also as an HO. It is a Trainman item as it was an HO, but it has some nice detail to it. It will be offered, as you see here, in a high bulkhead version. and there will also be a short bulkhead and then no bulkhead, just a flat car.
Traditional flat car. Boy, Rob, a lot of things on the plate coming for Atlas.
There's a lot of new items coming, and we look forward to bringing more to the market over time.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time here at the National Train Show, and of course these products are available from your local hobby retailer or horizonhobbytrains.com. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Shane.